Russia launched a series of missiles towards Ukraine's capital, hours after Putin gave his end-of-the-year speech.
EU leaders seek to guarantee Ukraine's security ahead of the incoming Trump administration, but say the jury is still out on Syria. Renovation work continues at Berlin's Komische Opera, but what impact will drastic cuts to the city's culture budget have?
Russia launched a series of ballistic missiles towards the Ukrainian capital of Kyiv, killing at least one person and injuring 9 others. It came right after Russia's President Vladimir Putin gave his end-of-the-year speech, in which he dismissed a temporary truce with Ukraine. All drones were reportedly intercepted by Ukrainian forces, but the debris caused widespread damage and sparked fires in 3 districts. The Russian Defense Ministry claimed the attack was a response to an earlier Ukrainian missile attack on Russia's Rostov border region.
EU leaders met with Ukrainian President Zelenskyy for a 2-day summit in Brussels where they sought to guarantee Ukraine's security ahead of the incoming Trump administration. It's widely expected that Donald Trump will force Europe to take far more of the burden for its own security, including that of Ukraine's. But leaders were also clear that this could not mean pushing Ukraine into an unjust ceasefire.
The European Union stands united in its support to Ukraine to win a comprehensive, just and lasting peace. Not any peace, not capitulation. Only Ukraine, as the aggressor country, can legitimately define what peace means and if and when the conditions are met for credible negotiations.
The EU also gave cautious welcome to the fall of Assad in Syria, but said time will tell as to whether Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, the group which has emerged, will keep up to its claims that it will respect minorities and act responsibly in the region.
With the fall of Assad for the very first time in a decade, the people of Syria can hope for a better future. But we all know that for now the jury is still out. It is too early to say whether the new leadership will be able to deliver what they promise, whether the territorial integrity will be preserved, national unity will be preserved, and minorities will be protected. Europe will do its part to support Syria at this critical juncture, because we care about Syria's future.
As much as EU leaders sought to reassure President Zelenskyy that they would protect Ukraine come what may, it's clear that the EU is still in a position to wait and see what Donald Trump will do regarding the fate of Ukraine, the future of Europe and other geopolitical matters, including Syria. Shona Murray, Euronews, Brussels.
The possibility of a ceasefire has been on the talks lately, but during his press conference in Brussels, President of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelenskyy, quickly killed the idea. For the Ukrainian, there should be a clear plan on how the day after will look like, which is something that doesn't exist now.
Припинення вогню. Ми повинні з вами зрозуміти, що ми не можемо жити з замороженим конфліктом. Коли йдеться мова про ceasefire, у будь-якому конфлікті, у будь-якій війні, люди знають, що буде після. Чим все закінчиться. Треба знати, що завтра, для того, щоб сьогодні робити ceasefire. А в іншому випадку ви просто робите заморожений конфлікт і все. І тому Україні потрібні гарантії безпеки. Сильна позиція України і гарантії безпеки.
Zelenskyy praised during his talk the president-elect of the United States, Donald Trump. But he had not such kind words for Vladimir Putin.
I think he's crazy. I think so. Really, I think he also thinks that he's crazy. No, it's true. He loves to kill. That's very dangerous for everybody.
On February, it would be the 3rd anniversary of the war in Ukraine, a date arriving at a critical moment for the conflict.
Representatives from Germany, Finland and Denmark have boarded a Chinese cargo ship believed to be connected to the rupture of 2 data cables in the Baltic Sea in November. Swedish police and Chinese officials were also part of the inspection of the Ypeng 3 vessel, which is anchored in international waters between Sweden and Denmark. Denmark's foreign minister said the visit was supposed to take place on Wednesday but was called off due to bad weather.
Repræsentanter fra de 4 lande ombord på det kinesiske skib, og også en dansk observatør kvad den faciliterende rolle, vi har spillet. Og så er det i øvrigt vores forventning, alt andet lige, at når den inspektion er afviklet via den her gruppe mennesker fra de 4 lande, at så vil skibet kunne afsejle mod sin destination.
The 2 cables, one running from Finland to Germany and the other from Lithuania to Sweden, were both damaged in Swedish waters. The Wall Street Journal reported in November that investigators suspected that Ypeng 3 had deliberately severed the fibre optic cables by dragging its anchor along the seabed. The Ypeng 3 has been anchored in the Kattegat Sea for a month while diplomats in Stockholm and Beijing discussed access to the vessel. It was being monitored by several vessels, including those belonging to the Danish Navy. Chinese authorities said in November they had no information about the ship but denied any responsibility for the damage to the cables.
Romania's long-awaited accession to the border-free Schengen area is expected to boost the integration process between Romania and Hungary. The removal of the border checks on the 1st of January will make it easier for commuters to travel between the 2 countries.
Bihar keresztes életében fontos volt az, hogy átköltöztek nagyon sokan. Itt vettek házat, itt gondolták az életüket továbbvinni. Természetesen van olyan, aki átjár dolgozni, olyan is van, aki a gyerekeit óvodába, iskolába, Nagyváradra viszi, de nagyon sokan itt élik már a mindennapi életüket is.
Hungarian real estate is often significantly cheaper than in Romania. A vendor in the Romanian city of Oradea said Hungarian real estate will become even more appealing, with travel expected to become easier and faster.
15 000 euróért itt lehet venni egy fél hektáros területtel lévő ilyen 250 négyzetméteres házat. Jó, fel kell újítani nyilván. Amit kint meg lehet venni a feléért Magyarországon, és a különbség az, hogy itt nincs kiépítve az infrastruktúra, ott viszont meg már ki van építve az infrastruktúra.
Many have been waiting a long time for Romania to join the Schengen area.
Well, I think it's been long overdue, honestly. I think it's finally time that we enter Schengen. I think it opens a lot of possibilities, especially economical ones. And I don't know, I'm really looking forward to it, especially because for me personally it will be nice to not wait at the border for so long.
Unlike Romanians, Hungarians do not cross the border for real estate. Instead, they go to Romania to go shopping or for cheaper petrol.
A határtól mindössze néhány kilométerre Nagyvárad közelében van egy nagy bevásárlóközpont. Sokan a magyar oldalról is ide járnak át vásárolni, mert úgy látják, hogy itt olcsóbban jönnek ki. Ami persze nem független attól, hogy Romániában csak 9%-os áfa van az élelmiszereken.
The European Commission had already declared Romania ready to join the Schengen area in 2011, but Austria had been an ardent opponent. However, last month they finally lifted their long-held veto during a meeting in Budapest.
Berlin's Kormischer Opera House is likely to continue renovations despite drastic culture budget cuts across the city. The Opera House has found a temporary new home at the nearby Schiller Theatre, which has 20% fewer seats than its original home and means fewer ticket sales. Director Philip Bröking says that the upcoming budget cuts are extremely painful and for many theatres difficult to implement.
Das eine Problem ist, dass die Kultur generell in Berlin eine Zuschussabsenkung von 130 Millionen Euro haben soll, von rund 1 Milliarde. Das ist überproportional viel. Berlin muss sparen, das wissen wir, das weiß jeder. Aber wenn ich jetzt sehe, dass insgesamt 3 Milliarden für 2025 gespart werden müssen und der Kulturhaushalt 2,5% der Gesamtausgaben des Landes ausmacht, dann wären das eigentlich 75 Millionen, die im Kulturetat zu sparen sind. Tatsächlich werden aber 130 Millionen gespart, das ist überproportional viel und uns trifft das mit rund 10% unseres Budgets, das sind also rund 4 Millionen. Das ist schwierig zu bewerkstelligen innerhalb eines Jahres, das schon komplett verplant ist.
Berlin is regarded as extremely progressive and unique because of its generous art funding. But even if the renovation of the Kormische Oper that is due to take 6 years continues, the budget cuts still affect Germany's image.
Was ist uns Kultur wert für Berlin? Wir haben, die deutsche Geschichte ist eine sehr schwierige, komplizierte Geschichte, die Geschichte Berlins erst recht. Ja. Aber was uns vereint, ist dieses riesige kulturelle Erbe, auf das wir zu Recht stolz werden können. Wir haben so viele Orte hier, Schauspielhäuser, Opernhäuser, wo man die Bedingungen menschlichen Lebens ausloten kann. Ja. Also alles Dinge, wo man sich versammelt, miteinander ins Gespräch kommt, miteinander und übereinander redet. Da gibt es nicht so viele Orte. Und gerade auch in Zeiten, in der die Demokratie von den extremen Rändern bedroht ist, ist es sehr, sehr wichtig, sich selbst zu vergewissern, wer man ist und woher man kommt. Und das können wir liefern.
But it's not just the culture that will be affected by the cuts. The German economy, which continues to splutter, could use a little bit of acceleration from the arts and culture, which brings in tens of millions of euros worth of revenue per year.